getting those like scam like text messages now.
I get those too sometimes.
Oh, that's so aggravating.
It, well,
Uh,
I keep getting emails like, "Oh, your McAfee
it's
uh
like expired.
is expiring." I'm like, "Ah, I
Yeah.
use Norton."
But it was funny because like I literally had like a 2 day conversation with this guy the other day, like a week or so ago,
hmm
and he was like really committed to scamming me, and we literally just talked for 2 days, and I like the whole time I'm asking him if he wants to be my new best friend, if we could play video games together and stuff like that, and he was like, yeah,
Probably
yeah, sure.
had nothing better to do.
Apparently not.
Oh, my wires are all tangled up here. Oh, I untangled it all right.
Oh, so quick
Life's a
update
mess.
on
Yes.
the videos. I guess I mean we don't have any followers yet on YouTube, so everybody listening better get on their shit. Um, but apparently I'm showing too long snippets of these episodes. So technically, we if I want, even if I could monetize, we can't
I to-
because
I literally said this to you. I'm like, you can't use it. They're gonna flag you for it. And
well,
you're
well,
like, no, no, it's fine.
well,
I'm like,
no,
no,
yeah, yeah, we're
fair,
fine. It's if
cause,
we decide to
yeah,
get money.
because fair use is only 15 seconds.
But then there's like this YouTuber master something or another who does like all these anime videos, and he uses like full episodes somehow.
Yeah, so he probably doesn't monetize his channel. He probably just like has a Patreon or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. But I'll find a way around it. It said I could like dispute it, which I technically I could to an
I mean,
extent, but not.
I mean, you
I'm
can
not gonna
dispute
win.
it. You're gonna lose that one.
Yeah, exactly.
We use the full episode. You're gonna lose.
10 out of 10 times, I'm gonna lose.
Hey, let's get some people actually watching it first though, and then we can talk about monetization.
Yeah, exactly.
Jumping the gun a little bit here.
So I figured I'll just skip frame by frame for now, and see what happens. Whoa,
I
what just
man.
popped up on my screen here? That was weird. All right, so for anybody watching or listening, welcome back to Dragon Cast Z. I'm Juan. That's that's John over there.
It's me.
And we're covering episode 7 of Yu Yu Hakusho. Whoa.
Episode seven.
Didn't mean to
Yeah,
do
this
that.
episode just felt so rushed.
Yeah, right?
Like I just yeah, it was just because I was saying before recording, like I anime at least I feel has the opposite problem where shit gets dragged out for too long,
Hmm.
and this felt like it could have been 2 episodes.
This one, like this episode, yeah, I feel like,
Yeah, this could have been 2 episodes, but there they broke it up into 2 halves.
yeah, I would have been fine if this was 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I felt like there was enough like meat there for.
Because, what was this guy's name again? Garo? Something like that?
Oh Christ. Hold on.
Well,
I'm
like,
gonna tell you.
so the
I'm
fight
gonna tell you.
between these two guys started at the very tail end of last
You know,
episode.
it was funny. I was watching the episode earlier, and I was like, you know what? You should remember this guy's name. Remember
But,
this dude's name.
but that's my issue is, like, they didn't make him important enough, I guess, for me to remember it. But basically, Yusuke starts fighting him at the tail end of last episode, and then only fights him maybe for like a minute here or maybe two max, and then he gets saved by Botan, who
I want to
sends
say it's
out
like
like all these orbs.
Gouki or something.
Oh, Gouki, yeah. I
No,
might
I
think.
don't know if that's right.
No,
I
you
don't know if
might.
that's right.
I think you're right. I might be thinking of like One Punch or something else with Garo.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat, Goro.
Oh yeah, or Goro. Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. So basically, this episode is we it picks up like immediately where the last episode left off, in Yusuke's taking a beating from this guy,
Oh
Meat Mountain. um,
yeah.
and and Botan
Kind of
like
skipped
plays
it.
a pulls a fast one on him,
Yeah.
and she's like got lights like there's like villagers coming like with torches to hunt him down,
Hmm.
which it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like modern day Japan.
Yeah.
It's not like villagers like that anymore, but because that's what he says, like, oh, I don't want to get mixed up with the villagers. But like, why don't you want to get mixed up with the villagers? Like you,
Yeah, I'm trying to find like, oh yeah, that's it. This is all he sees are like these orbs.
yeah, it's like you're gonna knock this. You could just knock their brains out of their head too.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like you said, for whatever reason, he was afraid of villagers. But Botan, like the whole time, was like trying to do like different impressions, like
Yeah,
pretend to be like a whole group of people, but it was
and some
literally just her.
dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, maybe it's the dogs. He says like, "Oh, I really don't like dogs."
Oh
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe he's afraid of dogs. Maybe that's like a thing or something.
I guess.
Maybe that's like a like a mythology thing.
I would say it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. But
I don't
maybe
know
I just
enough.
don't know enough. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know enough. But so yeah, Botan carries Yusuke back to his new place.
Hmm.
Um, and he wakes up, and he has a thing with his mom. And basically what happens is Botan just sums up everything I just summed up
Pretty much,
to
yeah.
Yusuke. But he goes like, "Oh, how'd you find me?" And then you'll see on the screen now there's like this watch, one of the detective tools, which again, I think maybe they use them a little bit with the Saint Beast stuff.
I can't remember, but
And
definitely
I'm
while he's
talking
still
like,
like too
and
weak.
I might be wrong, but like, and I think I am wrong. I'm pretty sure after this whole little arc with um these
With
stolen items,
yeah,
you never see these detective tools again.
uh, yeah, that's very
They
likely.
kind of, they kind of, they realistically more or less just dropped the whole detective gimmick
Hmm.
from the show. Um,
Even though
but yeah,
it's in the
so
title.
she, yeah, so she has this like, well, like I mean, he's still a spirit detective, but they drop any pretense of him doing like detective-esque
Yeah,
things while
exactly.
he's you know,
Hmm.
out and about. But so she has two tools. Well, the first tool is like the watch, which she used to find him. And I guess the watch, if the demon's already been identified, it'll locate them.
Yeah, it'll track him easily.
Yeah, tracks their spirit energy. And then there's this little gold ring thing, um, that boat that's on screen now that I guess will boost the wearer's spirit energy, but it boosts like so much if you like say Yusuke uses his spirit gun while he's wearing it, he's cooked.
Uh huh.
He's
Well,
done.
well, that was the thing too. Like when they were mentioning this item, I was like, this item could have like come in handy a few times. Like,
See, now I'm thinking about like the later fights,
mm,
and I don't really see it coming up again. Like okay, maybe when he fights, oh my God, the guy's name's like Ronin or something. It's the next big bad he fights.
mm.
Um, I don't know why I want to say Ramon. I know it's not Ramon. It starts with an R. Um, but like that's the last fight. I think maybe it could work
Yeah,
because after he trains with Genkai, he's got like a bunch of he starts pulling out like the new techniques and stuff.
yeah, exactly. And then he could use the
Um,
spirit gun more often. So
he uses the spirit gun more, and then like he gets like the shotgun and all that stuff.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that
so
shotgun's cool.
yeah, so but yeah, so he's got this tool for now. I don't actually remember. He might use it. He might use it in the next episode when he fights EA.
Uh huh.
Oh no, I remember. I remember how he beats EA. Okay, so I won't spoil it. I
Yeah,
remember how he beats EA now
I
though.
don't remember now.
Yeah, I do. I do. But
Even like
so
that,
yeah,
the end of this episode, I was like, wait a second, does that really happen? And then of course it didn't, but we'll get to that later. But that
but
actually had me on the edge of my seat for a second.
but so yeah, Botan's like, oh yeah, these are these new tools you can use to help you defeat. I'm gonna call him Gouki again. Again, not 100% on that name. Um, you know what? I'm gonna call him Meat Mountain. He's gonna go back to fight
Meat
Meat
Mountain.
Mountain, Meat Mountain, and but she's like, oh, but Koenma didn't tell you. You got like what was it like a week? or something like that to find all
Yeah,
the items.
it was like a week or two, yeah, something like that.
I couldn't remember the
Because
time
his dad comes back.
because King Yama's gonna come back and then shit's gonna be real bad. So he's like, oh, and then, so Yusuke kind of doesn't care about that. But then there's like when you'll see like in the next scene, Gouki is stealing souls from children's,
Yes.
and then there's like a news report, and they're like, oh, 5 kids have like gone unconscious, and then Yusuke's like, oh, I gotta spring into action.
Well, and Yusuke also asked her like how much, like how long does it take him to digest the
Yeah,
souls?
it's like 2 days or something like that,
Yeah.
48 hours or something like that. So Yusuke's like, I'm gonna rip him out of his stomach. So he goes, he takes the spirit items and he goes running looking for Meat Mountain. And I like the little back and forth they have before they fight. And he's like, I thought I told you to get lost, kid. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm stupid.
Yeah. That had me dead. Oh.
Yeah, so he takes a run at him, and so then the Goki guy's like, whatever kind of demon he was, again, not a professional, I'm not a good podcaster, I don't take notes, but whatever kind of demon he is, like
Yeah.
his skin is like hard as a rock,
Oh yeah, he
and
tries punching him in the stomach.
yeah, it don't do nothing.
Nothing.
It'll do
Hits him
nothing.
with a
So
tree too.
yeah, he like takes the tree, and it's like a almost like a spear at this point.
Yeah.
It's like kind of sharpened at the end, so he tries to like impale him, but that ain't doing it either.
Did not work out.
So Meat Mountain is then uh, beating the beating the hell out of him, and then Botan comes in trying to come in for the rescue. She throws like a log at the back of his head,
Mm-hmm.
but it's no good. And now Botan's about to go take the pain bus, and so Yusuke like jumps in front of her, and then Goki goes to talk some shit, and while Goki goes to talk the shit, Yusuke jams a log into his mouth, as you'll
Yeah.
see here. And then he's like, "Oh, well, there's my." He's like, oh, "I was waiting for you to open your stupid mouth." And he goes, "That's my opening," and he spirit guns this fool right in the mush.
Which like I feel like this was like the longest interaction for a second, cause here I'll skip to that. Cause he's just sitting there like both his arms work like they're free, but then he just gets shot in the mouth, and just gets destroyed like that. I feel like he could have pulled the log out, but hey.
The only thing I could think is like, you ever put like say his mouth was open as wide as it could, right?
Uh huh.
And he jammed in this like the log to keep it open as wide as it could. Maybe his like jaws are clamped down so tight on the log, like the pressure is keeping it stuck there.
Okay. Okay. That could
Because
make sense. That
he
makes
can't like
sense.
open his mouth more to loosen it.
Yeah.
So it's just
Got it.
wedged in there so tightly. I mean that like I said, realistically, what happened is it was just a cool scene,
Yeah.
and they were like, "All right, cool, this is what we're gonna do."
Well, and like you said, like they kind of like rushed it a little bit, so they just
Yeah,
ended the fight that
this was
fast.
quick. Like the fight done, Goki's
Like
done.
that's already in the first 10 minutes of like the episode,
Yeah, that's
including
it.
intro and everything. So
Yeah, so that's it. He kills Meat Mountain, gets the orb of boss back. Oh, the kids are saved. Like they like float out of his body and they go back into the children and they're all alive.
yeah, yeah, the souls just
So
like automatically go back.
so I don't remember if they said where they were going, but I'm gonna assume it's back to Yusuke's place.
Hmm.
So Botan and Yusuke are like walking through the city, and like then his compass starts going like nuts, which means one of the guys is nearby,
Yep.
and it's Kurama, and he's like, oh man, because he used the ring thingy, he's got nothing in the tank, and he's like, oh shit, if Kurama attacks me now, he's gonna eat my lunch.
Yeah, basically Yusuke knows he can't fight anybody or anything right now at the moment
Yeah,
because
but
he'll just get rocked.
Kurama just walks by, and this okay, I'll be real with you. I was like watching like and listening, but I was also doing some dishes.
Okay.
So does he open his mouth when he's like I'm
No,
not going to attack you. He's like
no. Yeah,
telepathically.
telepathically the whole time.
What?
I was like, okay.
Why? All right. So Karama's a telepath.
Yes.
Also
He's
an
also a
empath.
fox.
He's also a fox, and he's also an empath
Yeah.
because he manipulates and abuses the shit out of people.
Yeah. But like at this point, basically, Kurama just tells Yusuke like, "Hey, give me some time. I'll return the
He says, yeah. Oh, he
four
says, "Give me
horn horse."
3 days." Stop it. Stop talking. He says, "Give me 3 days." He says, "Give me 3 days,
Yeah.
and I'll give you back the forlorn hope."
Yeah. All right. All right. You got to say it a little slowly to get it out right. You know. I was rushing it.
Forlorn.
I was rushing it.
Forlorn. Forlorn.
But but yeah.
But so so oh, he's like, "You can." He's like, "Oh, you can meet me at the hospital or whatever."
Hmm.
Or no, maybe he doesn't say that. He just follows him with the compass.
I think he
But
just
either
has him
way,
follow him.
yeah, either way, semantics. So they go back to so Yusuke not gonna do nothing because he can't.
Yeah.
He can't do anything right now. So they go back to Yusuke's house, and they're kind of talking about like he's like Yusuke's like, I trust him. He's like, I don't
Hmm.
think he's that bad of a guy. They were fighting when I first walked up on him, and Kurama seems like he was out. And Botan's like, oh, I don't know, it could be a trap. And he's like, well, why would it be a trap? Why would, if he just needs 3 days to get his wish, he could have just hid.
Yeah.
And then like there's like a little comedy thing where like Yusuke's mom barges in, and he's like, Mom, we're having a serious conversation. She's like, well, what are you talking about that you can't tell your mom? She's like, I thought Keiko was your girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm like surprised they like Botan or him didn't even say anything back to that part. They were just like,
No, I think it was
all right,
just like a little gag. I think it was a little gag,
yeah,
just to eat up a little time. 'Cause like I said, this episode flew. Like
yeah.
they wrapped up 2 plot points very quickly.
But see that's like the good thing. Like even in an episode like this, like that little dialogue that you just threw in, that's like the filler in Yu Yu Hakusho. It's nothing
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I feel like this. So what we're about to get into is Kurama and his whole like backstory,
Hmm.
sort of. Not like you get more backstory about him later, but his direct backstory as to why he's on Earth, why
Yeah.
he looks not Earth, like the mortal realm, why he looks like a human.
Hmm.
Like there's more to him, but you find that out like much later on in the series.
Yeah. Exactly. Like
Um,
like right now, you find out that he wants to use the item to save his mom. Well, she's
so
not really his mom, but
yeah,
like
okay. So basically, the amount of backstory you get. So I guess Kurama used to be like a
he used to be
spirit
this.
fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be a spirit fox, not a demon, but spirit fox. But he was alive for long enough that he was able to like gain the powers of a demon.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I was bored, so I spent all my time like he was a thief.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, he was a thief. He liked to steal like super rare shit. And like he's like 15 years ago though, I messed up. They caught me and I got hurt real bad.
Hmm.
So he uses the last of his strength and he like inserts himself into like the like this his mom his Earth mom's like baby when it's still a fetus.
Yeah.
He like possesses the baby
And he thought it was
and
going to be like 10 years, something like that.
well yeah he said like oh I just need 10 years to recover
Hmm.
and I'm out. I think like later, if I remember correctly, later how he describes it, like the human soul and then the fox soul,
Yeah.
or actually they have names. Kurama is known by his human mom, and like later you'll see him in school and his classmates. He's named Suichi.
Yeah.
So like Suichi's soul, the human kid, and the fox spirit, Kurama's soul, like merged into one being.
Hmm.
I believe later on is I could be wrong on that. Because I'm pretty sure this comes up in the Dark Tournament arc, and it's been a while since I watched that one. Like
Yeah.
It's been a while since I watched the Dart tournament. Um, but either way, so he was like, I just need 10 years to recover my strength, and I'm peacing out. So in the 10 years, I guess the dad dies, and then the mom gets really sick.
Yeah,
And
and
I guess, and this is where I think I'm right about the thing, because you can see some hints where like Kurama gives a shit about the mom. He's like, I feel like this was my fault. She got sick. He's like, it can't be easy raising a kid who thinks they're better than you.
yeah, exactly. Like I guess apparently he made
Now,
her
this
mom
is
feel
why
inferior.
th- this is why I feel like this could have been an episode because you could have flashed back to that, like him being like a piece of shit.
Yeah, like his
Like,
childhood,
yeah, you could have like, man, he looks way old. Now I'm thinking about it, man, Kurama looks way older than 15.
right?
like 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 Yusuke looks like a kid.
Well, and that kind of like had me thinking, and especially now that you're throwing like the actual numbers of their age, because like that would mean then Kurama was in this child for 15 years if he hopped in, like when it was, even if he hopped in when it was like just born.
No, no, no. Yeah, they show you like the baby was still inside
Yeah,
the mom,
exactly.
but I'm assuming like
He
bef-
just got attached.
around the 10-year mark or just before is when the mom got sick.
Yeah.
So then he's like, "Oh, I gotta stick around and take care of her."
Okay, that makes sense.
Um, so yes, what? Fuck, I'm off my place now. So, so yeah, I'm saying he looks old. He looks like way older.
Yeah, no, definitely he does.
Like yeah, it's like Yusuke looks like he's like 14, 15.
Mm-hmm.
But either way,
Yeah.
so Kurama, so Yusuke goes to the hospital to meet up with Kurama. Kurama kind of gives him this little backstory,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fills him in.
and he's like, that's why I need the four. Or he takes him upstairs, and Yusuke meets Kurama's mom,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, she's like dead. She's like basically like, well, shit. You'll see how fast this all happens, but she's dying.
Yeah, it was literally a
So
matter of minutes in the episode.
so he's like that's why he's like just let me use the forlorn hope to cure her, and then you can take it.
Yeah.
And at the time, Yusuke is like, it looks like he's going to agree to it, but then all of a sudden, like a nurse like busts in on the conversation, and she's like, "Oh, Suichi, your mom, she's dying."
Yeah, she's like critical now at this point.
Like she's about to be dead.
Yeah.
Like so now I'm assuming like 3 days had passed since from when you leave Botan and Yusuke having their conversation in his apartment to when he meets up with Kurama.
I I would guess so,
Yeah,
even though
because
they didn't
again,
imply it or anything.
yeah, I'm gonna assume that's what happened because he's like, I'm gonna use the mirror right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it had to be like a full moon for it to work.
Yeah.
So that's I'm gonna assume that like 3 days had passed.
Yeah, I think that's safe
So
to assume.
so he's like, I'm gonna use the mirror right now, and so Yusuke's not gonna stop him. But he's like, oh, but like I heard you had to like give something up because Botan gave him some details about the mirror, but she didn't know too much either.
Yeah.
But like you can grant any wish, but you have to like give something up in return. And then Kurama's like, oh yeah, I gotta give him my life. And then it cuts to Kawinma kind of going into more detail about the mirror.
Yeah.
And what it does is like it'll give you the person who wishes on anything they want, but trade off, you're gonna die.
Yeah, exactly. You have to give up your life to get what you desire the most.
Yeah. So Kurama's going to do it, and then Yusuke like hops in, and he's like, oh, you gotta think this through. There's gotta be another way. He's like, I don't want to see another mom upset because her son died. And he's like, and he says in the mirror, he's like, all right, take my life instead.
Yeah, yeah, he like yells at the mirror asking if it's still
Yeah.
listening.
So like the big powers happen late show, and
Yeah,
as you can
like
see,
this.
yeah, and kind of like a they're engulfed in light,
Yeah.
and really quick like Botan's on her way trying to get to Yusuke, but like Kurama like hops up and he's like, oh shit, let me go check on my mom.
Oh yeah, yeah. He runs in because he's still alive, so he
Yeah,
wanted to see
and
if
then
she was.
you're like, oh, hell, you stayed dead. But
Yeah.
no, he was out. And then it was like the mirror's like, oh, your mirror talks to him because it was talking to him before, and its voice comes out and it's like, oh, your selfless act has moved me, and I've
Hmm.
decided to grant the wish without any sacrifice.
Yeah. Which like at that point, I was like, oh man, does Yusuke really die again? And I just don't remember this.
Yeah,
And I was like,
I okay, and Yusuke's like laughing. He's like, huh, I didn't really think that through because if I had died again, then my mom just would have been sad again.
yeah.
Um, and they go downstairs, and like the doctor's like, doctor's just like, oh, Suichi, it's a miracle.
yeah.
Not only are her not only are her vitals better, she's gonna make a full recovery.
Yeah.
Like it just bang
Do,
better. Snap the fingers.
do you watch the sub or the dub of this?
I watched the dub of this
Oh,
because
okay, okay.
when I was a kid, I grew up with the dub,
Yeah, same.
so like that's all I hear when I want the dub.
Because I found that funny that they're like her will to live has like brought her back and she's better now. I was like, Jesus.
Did you is that what it said in the sub?
No, no, that's what it said in the
Oh,
dub, but that's
oh
what the
yeah, something
doctor's
like
saying.
that. Like
And I was
she's
like,
gonna make
wow.
a. I was like that's silly. And then like so then like Botan and Yusuke are celebrating, and then Quinma's like, excuse me, Kawinma is like, oh, I don't know why they're celebrating. He's like, he has got the Sword of Shadows, and he's no ordinary demon. And they're right, because he is gonna beat the hell out of you. Hey, way
I was trying
worser.
to get a good shot of it, but
Yeah,
I can't.
way worser than Gouki.
Hmm.
And then you see, and I'm trying to remember. I know in the next episode you see what EA actually looks like as a demon.
Yeah, he's like all green and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think you see it again. Like I'm pretty sure he just stays like in his like human looking form
Uh huh. Yeah, I think you're right.
the rest of the series. I don't think you see him turn like green again.
And does he like other than like that tournament? Does he ever use his third eye? Really?
Well, the eye is all the yeah, he does because all the eye is a conduit to use the attack, the certain attacks he uses
Yeah.
in the start of the tournament. That's why he took the eye.
Uh huh.
Um, Now it's been a while since I watched the Dark Tournament. It's been even longer since I watched the arc after that.
Yeah, same.
Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna like get into what happens because like it's I mean, it's spoiler early, spoilerly,
I'm glad I'm not the only one who can't speak
spoil,
sometimes.
spoilerly. There's some spoilers to it, and granted, this is an old ass anime. But
Yeah.
if you are listening to this because you knew Dragon Ball and you decide to start watching this because we're talking about it, I'm not gonna because it is cool what happens later.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the bigger moments of the anime with Hiei. So we won't get into it, but he gets this cool power later because of that eye you
Yeah.
saw a second ago on his forehead. But you
Same
don't
like
see he's gonna take on a demon form in the next episode, which again I don't think you see
yeah, I don't
with
think we ever
Kai
see that
this
again.
episode. Yeah, which is fine. I honestly kind of thought his demon form looks stupid,
Well,
but
remember Kurama in the Dark Tournament? That was cool. Like when he like
when he goes like all Kurama. There's no
where he goes
Soichi
like
left.
yeah, yeah, he goes like basically Super Saiyan over there. And that was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yes. But okay, so I like this episode, but I'm gonna be real. This was so like it introduces one of the main characters in the whole
Yeah.
series in Kurama, but this was probably the weakest episode so far, I would say.
I could agree with that just cuz like you said it was very rushed.
I would have figured out I probably would have somehow I would have made Goki his own episode and then like maybe I would have condensed okay, is this just me? I would have condensed some of the Yusuke coming back to life stuff,
Mhm.
or maybe show like have a little bit of an episode of Yusuke like the first half of the episode is like Yusuke like maybe taking out some little like bullshit demons that maybe like Hiei creates with the sword.
Uh-huh.
Then he finds the three and then he fights Goki and he takes Goki out and that's one episode. because then I feel like this thing with Kurama could have been a whole other episode on itself.
Yeah, I think that could have been at least one episode on its own. Even if like the Gouki thing, like this episode basically ends at like 20 minutes. So even if the Gouki thing was like 15 minutes of that, and then or maybe 18, and then Kurama's like the last 2-3 minutes, I think that would have been
Yeah,
cool too. But
but like Kurama, like you probably could have gotten more. Like they could have shown more of like his relationship with his mom because he's not like a one-off character. He's going to be in the series.
mm-hmm.
Like okay, right. He's going to be in the next episode. Just needs to see now.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
so him and he aren't going to be in the next arc. With when Yusuke goes to find his master to teach him how to fight better.
yeah. It'll be
But
him and
then
Kuwabara.
yeah, but then after that, they're in every arc.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. So if you're introducing a main character, you should have a whole episode. And
yeah.
like I said,
That sounds fair to me.
like later in the Dark Tournament, it's gonna go into more about. It's gonna go more into the history of like the fox spirit,
Mm-hmm.
but like I said, this would have been a good chance to like just talk about Kurama's life being a demon living among people,
Yeah,
and maybe
which like the way they go about it is like it gets like sprinkled in throughout like the episodes later on. Like we'll get like
yeah,
little snippets, but
and also I feel like that whole bit at the end where Yusuke is like, "Oh, take me instead,"
mm-hmm.
and then the mirror is just like, "Oh, that was a real tight move, bro. Nobody has to die." Like that feels like
mm-hmm.
like it's just a Deus Ex Machina comes in and is like, "Oh, day saved," because like if you give this like its own whole episode,
Yeah.
I feel like you could have come up with something maybe a bit more clever.
Oh, maybe yeah.
Or oh my god, you somehow they somehow it can't be Gouki, so he talks to Kurama, and him and Kurama come up. Kurama's not actually involved to it. They come up with a plan to fight Gouki or
Mm-hmm.
hope save Kurama's mom. And then Gouki just cut Gouki's time. That whole second fight, just cut that out, and then circle back to it at the end of this episode with them freaking Meat Mountain.
uh-huh.
That's just me. I mean, like I said, I felt it was really rushed.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like maybe at this point in this show, they spend a lot of time building up to cool stuff happening, and realistically, not a lot has happened yet.
Yeah,
So
because
now I feel
like if you think about it, they just like rushed him right into like his first assignment.
yeah,
Like,
so I feel like they're rushing to get to when things start picking up because because okay, so he's gonna have like his first like real fight with somebody against TA. It's
mm-hmm.
like yeah, he fights Goki, but it's not really a fight. It's like he's got to outsmart Goki. That's
Yeah.
kind of how like he's gonna fight Hiei, and then after that, the pacing kind of goes back to like a normal thing going into like everything with Genkai.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a build up with more action happening in between to the big fight. But
Yeah.
I feel like maybe they felt like they spent so much time on like just a lot of character building. They needed to get to some nitty gritty.
Well, that's like you don't really have to deal with any of this when like the dark tournament begins because that's like
It's a fight after fight after fight.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's your classic shonen tournament arc at
Mm-hmm.
that point. But yeah,
I feel like that goes on for like a good amount of time because
yeah,
you have the action of them traveling to the dark tournament and then the dark tournament too. So it's like it's a nice long time of action.
well, okay, well, how does this go? There's like going into the dark tournament. It's this finishes. He trains with Genkai. They fight the Saint Beast.
Yeah.
They go and rescue Hiei's sister. And you meet the Togoro
Yeah.
brothers. Challenge Yusuke. Tell Yusuke to come to the dark tournament, or they're gonna kill all of his family.
Basically, yep.
Travel to the dark tournament, fight in the dark tournament, and then you get the asshole psychic,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth throughout the series.
But yeah, I mean, Dark Tournament's pretty much what everybody remembers the most out
Even
of the
though
Souls.
even though some of the best fights come after the dark tournament,
Yeah.
when he fights that like doctor guy in the school, one of the but
Yeah, it's like your. I feel
most
like that's one of your favorites, if not your
it's
favorite.
one of my of like just animes in general fights, but like most people don't get past the dark tournament, which is weird because the Hakusho's not.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like it takes a long time to get to the dark tournament.
It. I feel like it takes a while, but like picturing the episodes in my head, like how the show goes,
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Hold
I
on.
feel like it's not
What
that long.
episode? What episode does dark tournament stuff start?
Because we're only on what, 7? Episode 7?
Yes, we're on this episode. Oh, I guess I could watch the sub of this. Oh, I was right. His name is Gouki.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say.
Oh, the guy he fights next is that's with an R.
What's that?
The guy he fights. His name is Rando. I knew his name started with an
Oh.
R. Okay,
You're like
so
Ronin, Rohan.
I knew it started with an R.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I mean, still
Episode
overall a good
27.
episode.
Episode 27.
So in 20 episodes, that's not far.
Yeah, and then it goes into season 2. Actually, how many episodes of the series altogether? Let me look. Oh shit, maybe this is longer than I thought it was. Oh wait,
Isn't
no,
it
no,
like
no, no,
60
no,
episodes?
no. Hold on, because there's double episodes because they have sub and dub. Hold on. There's 28 episodes a season,
Hmm.
112 episodes. It's not that long of an anime
Yeah, it's not
comparatively
that
to
long.
some.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna say 100, but I thought it was like around 60. But
Yeah, comparatively to especially nowadays with like your One Piece,
yeah, exactly.
not not that long.
No, so compared to One Piece, it's literally a drop in the bucket.
No, I guess another or I would say another reason maybe people kind of fall off after the Dark Tournament. There's the Goro is built up so much,
Yeah,
and then they fight, and it's a good fight. It's just kind of like the main villain, the main antagonists that he deals with going forward. I would say aren't as compelling as Togoro is.
yeah, because he was just like so brutal and like relentless.
Yeah, it's such a build up to him. They build him up so well.
Yeah, because that's episode 27. So like he probably doesn't fight Tagoro till like what, episode like 32 or
Christ, let me
something.
see. Let me see.
Like it's
If that,
definitely a while.
all I know is the best fight is when he fights that drunkard.
Yeah, the drunk Australian guy. It's good
Okay,
times.
okay. So the first season ends with like the like very first fight, like the start of the first fight of the Dark One.
Okay.
So I see all of season 2 is the Dark Tournament.
Yes, yeah, that's crazy.
Oh wait, no, 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 no. It might even be up at season 3.
Really. Yeah, because I know the thing with like Hiei's sister takes a while. Well, that was with the spirit beast, right? Can't
Oh my
remember now.
God. He isn't wrapping up with Togoro until like episode 66.
Yeah, see, it's just so you literally
Oh,
have it hyped up for like 30 something episodes.
for two and a half, for basically two full seasons.
Yeah,
It's like half of season one, half of season
mm,
three, and then all of season two to build up to that fight.
yeah, yeah. That stuff's crazy.
Maybe that's why people fall off because it's a lot of build up. Holy shit. Granted, I think the fight was like 3 or 4 episodes.
But at least it's not like some weird like best example I could do is like Dragon Ball. Like not like some weird Dragon Ball build up where they go and they train for like whatever years or whatever to just fight the person. Like this is at least they're like fighting other people in between. They're getting
Hmm.
stronger, learning new stuff. Like, and then
Yeah.
like you guys will see like during the Dark Tournament, they like fight some people, but then they become friends with them after like the fights.
Hmm.
So
And everybody gets a chance to shine
yeah,
in
exactly.
the crew.
Hmm.
It's not like the Yusuke. I mean, again, Yusuke is gonna be like he's the hero. He's gonna fight the big bad at the end. But this isn't like,
Yeah, but even like
for
Kuwabara gets his
example,
moment to shine.
Dragon Ball, where like really, yeah, there's other characters, but realistically, Goku's the only one doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's contributing something because their tournament is like a team affair. Team has to advance.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's what makes it so good.
But yeah, yeah, it's all I got on this episode. A bit
Yeah,
of a rush job. I still liked it, but yeah,
same.
I feel like the Kurama stuff could have been
Yeah, the Kurama stuff definitely could have been a little longer. And that's like
which
that's weird to like for even me to say. Like usually,
it's
uh,
weird for me saying that because I hate whole episodes that are fucking melody.
yeah, yeah,
I will usually skip them.
yeah, exactly.
So even I felt this needed it.
Yeah, just a little bit more, nothing too crazy, but yeah, definitely. But so good overall. And then I guess the only thing I guess to close out is like the only thing we could ask of everybody now. I mean, like we always save everything for the end, but like drop a like, subscribe. Um, oh, John, actually, I'll send it to you. I'll send something to you right after we finish recording right now. But anybody who's watching this now on Thursday or after Thursday, uh, let me know in the comment section or in the review section if you're listening on like Apple Podcasts or something. Oh, actually, no, sorry. Apple Podcasts doesn't get it. This is only for YouTube. What am I thinking? So, everybody on YouTube, let me know what you think of our intro video with our intro music.
Oh yeah,
Even though
I
it's
haven't even
Dragon
seen
Ball
it.
related, the intro music and video, but I'm gonna just roll with it. But I'll
Can't
send you the video. It came out pretty good.
wait. But yeah, that's all I got for this
Yep.
week.
So as always, peace out. Take care. Stay safe.
Same Dragon Ball time, same Dragon Ball place. Smell you later.
Hey.